Mundial de Iglesias, como iglesias a las cuales pertenecemos, tenemos un deber de trabajar por la salud de nuestras comunidades, por la salud del mundo. Así que vamos a tener el privilegio en primera instancia de escuchar al director general de la Organización Mundial de la Salud, el Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Espero haber pronunciado bien su apellido. Y también compartiremos el documento que tenemos como Consejo Mundial de Iglesias sobre la salud, el compromiso que tenemos como Consejo Mundial de Iglesias en el ámbito de la salud. Entonces quiero invitar también a la mesa a mi colega presidenta del Pacífico, a Mele'ana Puloka, para que nos acompañe aquí en la mesa. Doctor Tedros, tiene entonces la palabra el doctor Tedros para hacernos su presentación desde la Organización Mundial de la Salud.
I will probably start, first of all, good morning. I will start from maybe clarifying my name, because as soon as Dr. Puloka also joined me, said, your name is very difficult. The only thing you do is to simplify it, you divide it into two. Ghebreyesus. Gebre means servant, and Jesus means Jesus in our language. So it's the servant of Jesus. That's the difficult one, but the easiest one as well. So split it into two and it's easy. Gebre, Jesus. That's it. So, Madam Chair, I think it's better now. You can say it easily. And since it's linked with our Savior too. Dr. Olav Tivet, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today, and thank you so much for the invitation. Some of you say thank you for joining us, thank you for coming, but I should be the one who should say thank you, because this is a big opportunity for the World Health Organization. And thank you for creating this opportunity. First of all, I would also start by wishing you a very happy 70th birthday. As you may know, this year it's also WHO's 70th anniversary. WHO and WCC. Our two organizations have much in common, not only because we're the same age, not only because we're neighbors, but because we share many of the same idols. WHO was founded in 1948 on the conviction that health is a human right to be enjoyed by all people. So we believe that health is a rights issue, an end in itself, but at the same time, it has added value, by the way. It's a means to development. And I was glad the previous presentations focusing on rights-based approach. And that's exactly what we're saying in WHO too. That conviction is as strong now as it was then, 70 years ago. We're all born equal. No one should get sick and die just because they're poor. The social exclusion issues that you were raising earlier, actually, during the previous presentations. This is the essence of universal health coverage, health for all. And it's the essence of sustainable development goals and their catch cry of leave no one behind. And I was glad again when you were mentioning several times about Agenda 2030 and SDGs and so on. Health and healing, as you know, were central to the life and work of Jesus. And health and healing have been central to the life and work of churches ever since. The First Council of Nicaea ordered the construction of hospitals in every cathedral town in the Roman Empire to care for the poor, the sick, widows, and strangers. Today, churches and faith-based organizations remain major providers of healthcare, especially for poor and marginalized people. Across the sub-Saharan Africa, I'm a witness, churches provide between 40% and 60% of healthcare and provide significant training of health workers. The World Council of Churches has been an important partner for WHO for many years. The MOU between our two organizations in 1975 enabled WCC to help advance primary health care. Now, as we prepare to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Almaty Declaration in Kazakhstan, Astana, this October, the time is right for a new MOU to mobilize faith-based organizations for universal health coverage and the SDGs, which is the main pillar, the central pillar of SDGs. I say it's central and main because if you're healthy, you can wish for anything. If you're not healthy, you only wish to have your health back, nothing else. That's why it's central. It's the central pillar, be it for an individual or a society. The WCC's network with over 350 churches and the services and training they provide can play a major role in contributing to the achievement of universal health coverage or health for all. Your new health strategy provides an excellent opportunity to work together to support national health systems, and our focus must be on delivering not only better quality care for vulnerable populations, but care that's holistic and compassionate. Just a few weeks ago, the World Health Assembly approved WHO's new general program of work, our strategic plan for the next 5 years. Our objective is to support countries to achieve the health-related targets in the SDGs. At its heart are 3 strategic priorities that we call the triple billion targets that were crafted based on the SDGs. 1 billion more people benefiting from universal health coverage, 1 billion more people better protected from health emergencies, and 1 billion more people enjoying better health and well-being. I see a role of the World Council of Churches in each of these 3 priorities. On universal health coverage, churches and faith-based organizations play a vital role, not only in delivering services and training health workers, but also in raising your voices on behalf of those who have none, as you have been saying. Because as I started with the rights issue, it's true, health is a rights issue, an end in itself. A rights-based approach, which you have already underlined and happy to hear. Several times you have already said that. On health emergencies, churches can use the trust they have in communities to provide reliable information about how people can avoid infection and stay safe. We saw this most recently during the Ebola outbreak in 2014, when your work helped people to change risky practices and eventually brought Ebola under control. As we speak, there is Ebola outbreak in the DRC. I have been there twice already in 1 month, and I have seen there also the role of the church. We're working together. And on better health and well-being, WCC is already working with churches to help implement programs that promote healthy lifestyles, control non-communicable diseases, address antimicrobial resistance, improve access to essential medicines, and much more. But we still have a lot of work to do together. Our latest data shows that more than half of the world's population lacks access to essential health services, like routine vaccination for children, treatment for HIV and tuberculosis, basic sanitation, cancer screening, or the ability to see a health worker. And some countries are even neglected. I have been to Central African Republic last week. What I saw was really heartbreaking. All the indicators, you can't believe it, the worst. Maternal mortality rate, the second highest on earth. Maybe people who know Central African Republic, this is not a news for you. Under 5 mortality rate, the third highest on earth. 1 million displaced people. The country's still in security challenges. There is a legitimate government, but under sanction, the same as the terrorists. Even the sanction on the government is not lifted. And media, very few media, you don't see even international media, maybe a couple, 1 or 2. That's a complete neglect, politically, financially, operationally. And this is the extreme. But as I told you, half of the world's population do not have access to health services. Even when services are available, using them can mean financial ruin. Almost 100 people are pushed into extreme poverty every year because of the costs of paying for care out of their own pockets. We must not tolerate a world like that. Together, we can change it. Achieving universal health coverage by 2030 will require more commitment and more investments on the part of governments and all partners. But it's not just the provision of services that matters. It's the quality of those services that's also of vital importance. If people do not trust services because they're unsafe or of low quality, they won't use them. The basis of quality care is a people-centered approach in which services are designed and delivered according to what people say they need, not what someone else decides they should have. Without quality, there is no UHC. Ladies and gentlemen, as places of community and solidarity, churches and other faith-based institutions can play a vital role in promoting health. Faith leaders carry a voice of authority that sometimes speaks louder than that of governments and other leaders. Our shared vision should be for health-promoting churches all over the world that help to promote the physical and mental well-being of their people. Thank you for your commitment and support. I look forward to working, serving with you for justice and peace, and to create a healthier, safer, and fairer world. I thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Thank you.
Gracias, Dr. Ghebreyesus, por su excelente presentación, en la cual nos motiva al Consejo Mundial de Iglesias en esta cooperación por la salud de nuestros pueblos. Y le felicitamos también por sus 70 años trabajando por la salud en el mundo. Nacimos a la par, ¿eh? Así que nos hermanamos en este sentido. Y tenemos un documento como Consejo Mundial de Iglesias que nos invita también a trabajar por este aspecto tan importante de la salud. Mele'ana nos hará la presentación de este documento, así que bienvenida con tus palabras.
Acknowledge the presence of the Almighty God in our midst, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Madam Moderator, members of the General Committee, my task is to present to you the Ecumenical Global Health Strategy. But before I do that, I must apologize. I'm sorry to begin this with complaining about your name. I'm sorry about that. My name even is very short. I've been called all kinds, and I've decided not to mind. I hope you don't mind. The Lord our God revealed himself as a healer very early in the Bible narrative, later affirmed by Jesus Christ. The Church through ages has sought to follow those footsteps, albeit with different degrees of understanding and ways to express that healing ministry. Through this ecumenical global health strategy, the WCC and member churches will seek to continue the Lord's healing ministry. This strategy is timely as it comes at our 70th anniversary. This year, 2018, also marks the 50th anniversary of the World Council of Churches Christian Medical Commission, which was established in order to provide more focus on health and healing. The Christian Medical Commission was instrumental in the formulation of the primary healthcare model and eventual Alma Ata Declaration, for which 2018 also marks its 40th anniversary. This year, 2018, is also the 70th anniversary for the World Health Organization, with which we have always collaborated. Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the WHO Director General, please accept our heartfelt congratulations. Can we? Our partnership with WHO dates back 70 years ago. On the 24th of May, 1974, WCC and WHO signed a memorandum of understanding to work together on practical matters, especially on primary health care. Your presence today, Dr. Ghebreyesus, in your kind speech reaffirms this collaboration. We are living in the era of the Sustainable Development Goals, and in seeking the unique contribution that we, as the ecumenical family, can contribute to these goals, we held special consultation on the Sustainable Development Goal 3 through our health and healing program that we have shaped the Ecumenical Global Health Strategy 2018 to 2021. In developing the strategy, we did not ask ourselves which disease should WCC focus on, because our hospitals mostly aligned themselves with the national health priorities that are set by the governments. We rather ask ourselves, what unique contribution can we make towards Sustainable Development Goal 3? And we have 5 of these strategies. First, to promote scientific and ethical reflection on health matters from a Christian perspective. This is to convene and to coordinate informed and experienced individuals to critique, analyze, and provide best advice on global health matters from a Christian perspective. to churches and ecumenical organizations, governments, and development actors in order to promote human dignity in policy. Second, to promote theological and biblical reflection on health and healing. This is to promote biblical reflection on health and healing through contextual Bible studies, training, and other church programs. We have expertise in dealing with HIV and AIDS from a biblical perspective, addressing social cultural factors, and we will use these tools to deepen the theological grounding of our health work and mainstreaming health issues in theological seminaries. Third, to promote the health-promoting churches concept, we have documented church-based programs in Tonga, Jamaica, and North Carolina. They are running activities to promote the health of church members, like nutrition education, cooking demonstrations, physical exercises, measurements of blood pressure, cholesterol, and psychosocial counseling. We will develop this into a well-packaged program that we will promote to all churches. Our target is to mobilize all our churches into positive action to combat non-communicable diseases and mental disorders, firstly among the members and then the surrounding communities. Fourth, to strengthen documentation of ecumenical health work. As churches, one of our major weaknesses is in the area of documentation, information sharing, and research. We need to tell our own story. We need to bridge information gap between church leaders and the health workers, and we need evidence-based decision at all levels. Fifth, to support advocacy, networking, and capacity building for ecumenical engagement on global health. In the 60s and 70s, WCC helped many countries to establish Christian health associations, most of which are still thriving. We shall help member churches that are working in isolation or only cooperating among or along denominational line to see the beauty of working ecumenically. National councils of churches are well positioned to champion this, and WCC will accompany them. Following our program visit earlier this year, the Jamaica Council of Churches has set up a task force to lead the process of establishing an ecumenical Christian health association. In closing, I refer you to Together Towards Life, Mission and Evangelism in Changing Landscapes, where we can reaffirm that health and healing is central to the Christian mission. Health is more than physical or mental well-being, and healing is not primarily medical. Health affirms the social, political, and ecological dimensions of personhood and wholeness. Wholeness involves living in community with God, people, and creation. Health is not only human rights, but also a matter of justice. In the pilgrimage of justice and peace, we need all hands on deck to ensure health for all, to promote healthy lifestyle, to prevent diseases, to support and advocate for the poor and marginalized, to think creatively on how, as churches, we can embody the healing ministry of Jesus Christ in our time. Brothers and sisters, this is the Ecumenical Global Health Strategy, and I thank you for your attention.
Muchas gracias a Mele'ana por esta presentación que nos recoge la experiencia del Consejo Mundial de Iglesias apoyando diferentes experiencias con iglesias, consejos de iglesias y la propuesta en sí a partir de esta estrategia de cuidado de la salud. Queremos abrir unos tal vez 13 minutos, 12 minutos para que ustedes tengan la oportunidad de preguntar, hacer sus aportes a los temas que hemos escuchado. Han escuchado bastante información, lo dialogaron en sus mesas, así que abramos la posibilidad de participación, puede ser en preguntas, pero también con sus comentarios. Pueden hacer uso de los micrófonos que están disponibles. Qué bien, ya tenemos varios miembros del Comité Central con su participación. Iniciaremos con el micrófono 4, por favor.
I'm Father Jack Khalil from the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Antioch and all the East. I'm a member and I will speak in English. My remark is on the text on Diakonia. It's unfortunate that we didn't have enough time to study this important document, and also it is strange that the text speaks mostly about one tradition, namely of the Lutheran, and it looked to me like an LWF document, for LWF is favored with many mentions, and this is valid for churches, organizations, and theologians related to it. Only few lines are inserted here and there about Orthodox Church, but without any elaboration and with incorrect information sometimes. No mention about Calvin, about any other tradition, about Reformed churches. Only one mention about Wesley. And also there are some theological remarks about the definition of diakonos in this document that need to be revised and corrected before we Orthodox can approve it, as it appeared through our discussion that when we discussed this text together now.
Gracias. Micrófono 3.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I am speaking about document 6.02, and it's written over it for action. A document which is more than 77 pages. I will not go into all pages. I will go only for one page, which is 49. And I am speaking about the 4th paragraph, which is completely unaccepted, not only by me, but still it is non-acceptable even from the WCC. And I will read. It becomes therefore even more urgent for Ecumenical Diakonia.
Dr. Cuevas, excuse me, ¿podría mencionar el párrafo? ¿Cuál es el párrafo que va a leer?
I am speaking on page number 49, paragraph 4, and I am reading from the last of the paragraph, which start with, it becomes therefore even more urgent for Ecumenical Diakonia to create safe spaces and strengthen contributions from faith communities in advancing the agenda for development and gender justice. And gender justice was recognized as it is the rights of the LGBTI. And it was written with those credentials, which mean, according to the dictionary, lesbians, gay, bisexual, and transgenders. I think still this issue is a controversial issue even in the WCC. And we can't go on taking action on a document which contains issues which is still controversial. So please, every time I'm coming to the microphone, I am raising also this point, that there are somebody, which I don't know who's trying to put the Central Committee in a different stream than it was. Regarding the consensus issue, I can't live with this, and I can't approve this document, and I don't agree that an action will be taken on it. Thank you.
Gracias, Dr. Cuevas. Vamos al micrófono 2, por favor.
Yes, hello, I am Kirsten Auken. I'm representing the Danish Lutheran Church and I speak in English. I would like to really praise this work and support it very much. I think it's, of course, I'm coming from a Lutheran perspective and that makes me maybe a bit biased towards if it's a very Lutheran document. I recognize that there could be these traces, so I would recommend continuing the dialogue and including maybe also other perspectives than if the Lutheran one is too visible. But I think it is really, at least seen from our perspective, a very needed and timely dialogue between what would be a secular development world and a theological church approach to what is diakonia. We see a growing awareness also from our governments and about the need for taking into account the religious voices when we talk about development. In my country, it used to be like that if you went to the foreign ministry and said the word religion, it was like a strange word to them. They didn't know what it was about, and they thought it was something that would go away when people got developed. And now they have realized that's not how it's going to be, that religion is actually a factor that they need to take into account. So we need to be much aware, how can we build the bridge? How can we stay true to our own theological church roots and speak a language which is understandable, make ourselves contribute in a positive way, not only tell the bad stories about religion connected to violence, but actually how is this an important source of identity, of growth, of development in all parts of the world. So we need this dialogue. There could be, and there are still, I can hear, controversial issues. I really hope we can take it on, that we can use this strategy to keep talking to each other. Even in my own organization, I work in Dan Mission. We have development workers, we have theologians. We are trying to build the bridge between the different languages to make sure that we don't misunderstand each other, but that we understand each other, that we try to find what is that we can do genuinely together, which other development, normal development, NGOs or churches who don't think that way are unable to. We can do something really strong if we keep this dialogue on. So I just want to praise it and hope you will take it forward.
Gracias, Mr. Sken. Les solicito sean muy breves. Quedan solo 4 minutos para terminar esta sesión. Por favor, si queremos escuchar respuesta de alguna de las personas que han participado, entonces seamos muy breves. Por favor, vamos al micrófono 4. Thank you for.
I would like to appreciate, with all respects, the various speeches that have been held this morning. And I think we really need to thank all those who have made presentations, the last being, for example, the DG of the World Health Organization, and all the other interventions. My respects. My name is Obiora Ike. I'm advisor at this conference, but I am Executive Director of Globe Ethics Net here in this house, which is a sister organization of the WCC. My attraction has been to the speech by Rudelmar of ACT Alliance, who was able, in very few words, to identify the source of most of the problems that have been identified across the basis, the crisis of values worldwide. And because he mentioned that, I would just want to support and intervene that if we are only reacting but not entering into theological education and formation of future priests, future ministers, future Christians, all those who will enter the world, the larger world of service in the future, with ethical ingredients, with values-oriented education, then we will be in a position to promote the future. So I am thinking that that speech, along the lines of many others, should help us to come out with a conclusion that sees in values-oriented education and formation a moment of impact that can be scaled up in terms of the future, whether it's on the SDGs or the others. So mine is just to thank and to intervene by saying that the crisis of values can be attacked, can be confronted with a training around values and ethics. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Vamos al micrófono 1, por favor.
Thank you, moderator. Good morning, all. My name is Jennifer Martin from the United Church in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. In this meeting, I'm here in the capacity of advisor, PJT. Mine is really a very brief word, a word of thanks to Reverend Cora for the passionate way in which she presented her work, their work on land advocacy. In the English-speaking Caribbean, the matter of land sharing has been a vexed issue since the days of slavery. In Jamaica, for example, at the present time, 1/3 of our population lives on captured land, meaning land that they have just taken to themselves but have no right of title. The church traditionally has played a part in helping people to obtain land, but over the past few decades we have grown a bit cool on the subject. Our own church has been speaking of late that we need to return to the subject, as is the government. Reverend Cora, you have really strengthened some of us here, the Caribbean persons, to go back to our places and to really become noisy advocates for land. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Micrófono 3.
Merci pour la parole. Je parle en français. Oui, je voudrais toujours dans le même ordre d'idée pour remercier les organisateurs pour ces genres de formation, de messages. C'est très touchant. Je voulais dire beaucoup plus sur notre contexte. Le contexte, par exemple, je prends le Congo, la RDC, on comprend, je veux dire que les églises comprennent très mal la diaconie. Et nous avons même dans certaines églises des départements qu'on appelle diaconie. Mais quand on appelle diaconie, c'est pour donner les histoires de seconde main aux vulnérables, et puis on donne seulement à manger ou bien de l'argent. Mais il n'y a pas une diaconie holistique. Et moi, en voyant cela, en remarquant cela, j'ai dû faire ça au niveau de l'université, où je dirige un programme de master en transformation sociale, là où je suis en train d'aider les étudiants, de comprendre, d'aller un peu dans la pratique, de créer un bridge, donc de créer un pont avec, c'est-à-dire entre les élites et les pauvres ou bien les vulnérables. Et par exemple, je prends l'attitude que pour les vieillards, pour les personnes âgées, souvent, quand ils sont âgés, on comprend qu'ils sont sorciers, ils ne peuvent rien faire. Alors maintenant, dans ce programme que moi je dirige, j'invite les étudiants à aider les vieillards, à leur donner les enseignements, à leur rendre utiles. Et voilà un peu ce genre de choses. Je le fais aussi pour les personnes vivant avec handicap, donc toujours dans le sens de rendre utile. Donc je suis vraiment parfaitement, je veux vraiment vous remercier et je suis touchée pour cela. Et mon souci est que si ces genres de renseignements, bien d'enseignement, on peut aussi les avoir au niveau de nos églises. Ça serait très important pour le développement durable de nos églises. Merci.
Thank you, Miss Michelin. Quiero decirle a quienes están en el micrófono, son las 11:02. El tiempo para terminar este plenario, ha terminado. Por favor, discúlpenme que no le dé la palabra. Lo siento. Y quiero dar la palabra para hacer un cierre de este plenario a la doctora Agnes Adbun, nuestra moderadora del Consejo del Comité Central.
Thank you, moderator. May I also express our gratitude to Dr. Ghebreyesus and the panelists that have shared with us a lot of the information. May I also share the process of this document? Almost a year ago, the draft document went to member churches. It was our understanding that we would receive comments on the document, and that this Central Committee, in terms of action, it is actually to further discuss as we receive the document. It is not a final document because some of the comments we've received have also not been integrated in the document. So I hope that when the document goes for further discussions, you will be able to raise the relevant questions and concerns you still have. You heard from Professor Hunjube that the study guideline was a document that the Northeast Asia people wanted indigenized. Those are some of the comments that we have received. So it is important that we are clear, we are not adopting this document. It is here for discussions and to be received. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, moderator. Excuse me, moderator.
Sí.
As a member of the executive, I don't like to come to speak, but I have to come here as a member of the executive to propose to General Director of the World Health Organization, please, when you organize meetings in any region, in any part of the world, we can give you the emails of the members of the Central Committee and to invite them to participate. Our Secretary General is a very busy man. It's for the whole planet. But if you invite the members of the executive, that our churches and our congregations are going to be more involved in this common responsibility for the humanity. And my last proposal is to invite also all the members of the World Council of Churches to join, to be members of the ACT Alliance for more visible cooperation on diaconia. Thank you.
Gracias.
Point of order.
Micrófono 3.
I am raising a point of order about what our moderator mentioned. We can accept to refer this document but not to receive it. By receiving it, it's a first stage of accepting it. So if she will accept my motion, it is only for referral and not for acceptance.
Bien, hay una respuesta de nuestra
I
moderadora.
oblige, moderator, to the member of Central Committee that it is for referral because it is still under the mode of discussion. Thank you.
Gracias. Quiero agradecer a cada una de las personas que tuvieron su intervención en este plenario de Diaconía y Desarrollo Sustentable y de una manera muy especial al Dr. Tedros, director general de la Organización Mundial de la Salud. Queremos que estos documentos nos sirvan para continuar el debate y llevar toda esta información también a nuestras iglesias a las cuales representamos. Buen día para todos y todas.